Hello, my name is Marsha Gibbons and I'm an instructor at the Putnam County Family YMCA. I teach cancer recovery exercise classes here for our Go Pink program and our cancer recovery program. So what I'm going to bring to you today is a total body strength exercise that is geared. Anyone can do this. You can do it with weights, without weights. You just pick the level that is appropriate for you and listen to your body. That's the most important thing, is listen to your body. Take breaks when you need to. Get water when you need to. Always have water handy so that you can keep yourself hydrated and really take care of your body while you do this. If you don't have weights at home, then you can use canned goods, bottles of water. Either one of those things works out really well in place of hand weights. And they're just about the appropriate weight for what you would need. I've got two sets of weights today. I've got a heavier set of weights and a lighter set of weights. So I'm gonna interchange out depending on what movement I'm doing. I'm stronger in some areas than I am in others. I'm a breast cancer survivor myself, so I of course work with what my body needs. So that's what I have, and I also have behind me, you'll see, a chair. I like to have a chair handy, and I recommend that you have a chair handy to use for stability during lunges. Also, just to be able to sit down and take a break when you need to. It's perfectly okay to take a break, and highly recommended, take a break anytime you need to, and just follow back in with us once you catch your breath and you feel like you're ready to do so. Always, always listen to your body, be safe, and have fun. So this is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to start our music. I'm my DJ today as well, so we're just trying to bring you workouts you can do at home so that you guys can stay fit and healthy, even though we are practicing, safe social distancing and just kind of staying home. So we're still going to get our healthy fitness in. So enjoy. Here we go. Let me get my music started, and we'll get started with a warm-up. All right, so we're just going to start with just a basic march. Just getting the body moving. So this is standing march. If you are at that point where you're just getting started with us and just getting started back into any type of fitness or exercise program, you can always go to your chair and march in that chair. So all of these exercises are going to be geared to where you can follow along and use the chair as an aid. So have fun and join in with us. Just keep it marching. Let's get that heart rate climbing, get the body warmed up, get things moving. All right, just a little bit more. Good, stay with me, doing great. All right, we're gonna switch now to a basic scissor. I'm gonna give you a side view of this. So starting, extending out, tapping back. Good. This is also something that you can use your chair with. So one side, just pump that arm, use that chair to stabilize. And to keep things even, after you do about 10, just switch sides of your chair, start pumping it out with this other arm. All right, just gonna continue on. Just a few more. Great. All right. Our next move, we're gonna go to just a standard jack, no jumping. Don't believe in jumping on the joints unless you just really need to. So be gentle with the joints. Good. So this is just a standard basic jack. You can also go to the chair if you need to and take that to the chair. So another option for you, getting that fitness in. Good. And of course, if you want to split the difference on that, you can step behind your chair, arms on the chair, one arm out and up, switching sides. So there's lots of options out there for everyone. Pick the one that is right for you. So let's keep on pushing through. Just a little bit more. Great. Awesome. Okay, now that we've got the body warmed up, we're gonna stretch out. So, stretching it out, starting with just our basic cane stretch. Now, I'm just gonna go through the motion because I don't have a cane, but at home, if you do have a cane, you can use a cane. You can use a broomstick. You can use just the basic arm movements like I'm going to do. So I'm gonna sit in my chair, arms up into a goalpost position. I'm gonna envision that I'm grasping that cane and I'm gonna push that straight up overhead and then bring it straight down, pulling my shoulder blades together and just really finding that feel-good stretch in my back. Pushing it up, bringing it down. Good. It's one of my favorite stretches. It just feels so good. I'll go through this for about 10 times, and I'm just holding this squeeze about 5 or 6 seconds each time. Just finding that feel good and just holding in there. Good. Next stretch we're gonna do, still loosening up the upper body. This again, one of my favorites. It's just a shoulder stretch where we're gonna place one arm up, slightly behind the head, just where it's comfortable, or out here, depending on your range of motion. Each one of us is gonna be different, but that's why we do this, is we're working to recover that range of motion. So the other arm is just gonna be placed gently behind the back or to the side, just wherever it works for you. And then you're just gonna press back gently and open that chest. Pull those shoulder blades together as you open the chest. I like to make this a nice flowing movement, counting to about 5 as I flow through each movement, and do it about 10 times, then switch sides. Big breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth before you start your next set of stretching. Always make sure that you're breathing during your exercise. I like to set a pattern for my breathing, just whatever's natural to me with the movement that I'm doing. That way I know I'm always breathing. If I'm doing a movement that I feel like is hard or I feel the work to it, I like to exhale into the work, into the hard part. That's just what I prefer, and it just makes sure that I'm always breathing. So do what feels good to you, but set up a pattern so that you're aware that you're always breathing and you don't catch yourself holding your breath. That's very, very important during any type of exercising. Okay, we're gonna come up and stretch out the hips, stretch out the lower legs, get that lower body ready to work. So I'm gonna start with a staggered stance, just lifting into the toe, pushing through the front of the body so that I'm lengthening out, stretching through the front of the body, and just nice long stretch down through here. Really wanna feel a really nice long lengthening of the muscles all the way from this top point of the hip all the way down the quads. Then I'm gonna rock that back, stick that hip out toward the wall, and feel yourself stretching the top of the hip. So we're gonna stretch the top of the hip here, and we're stretching the inside of the thigh of this forward facing leg. So I'm holding these stretches for about 10 seconds each before I shift. And then I'm gonna switch my stance out. So switch my stagger. You've got your chair here for stability. If you need it at any time, don't hesitate to use it and put one hand on this chair. So again, shifting forward where I feel a good long lengthening of the muscles and connective tissue all the way down the front part of the leg, starting right in here all the way down. Feels really good. It's gonna feel stronger on this leg that is toward the rear. Good. And again, I'm holding this for about 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna rock it back, stick that hip out toward the back wall. We're really feeling a good stretch across the top of the hip, through those glutes, and then also on the inside of this leg. Breathe, good. Catching our breath after that little cardio segment, getting ourselves warmed up, stretching out really good. All right. Gonna bring that back to the center and just do hip circles. Hip circles, make them feel good and really get good range of motion in there where you just really work. And reverse your rotation. I'm just counting to 10 in my mind as I circle my hips, just making sure I get everything loosened up. All right, now that we've got everything sort of loosened up and stretched out, we're gonna get ready to work. So, I'm gonna come back to my chair, and as I've said, I've got two sizes of weights. We're gonna do bicep curls to begin with. So this is a stronger movement for me, so I'm gonna get my heavier weights. So if you're working with bottles of water or canned goods at home, you can grab those items and use that as your heavier weight. And then when I go to a lighter weight option, you can just take that down to no weights at all if that weight is a little bit challenging, because you want to make sure that we are using a size that's really comfortable and really appropriate for you. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my heavier weights and we're gonna get started. Good upright seated position. My knees are about hip width apart. Arms are just down long, soft, but straight elbows. And we're gonna curl in, squeeze when you get to the top of that bicep curl, really slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're gonna go to 10, 8, 9, and last one, number 10. Good, keeping that position good and upright. You guys did really good. Always set your weights down clear and free of any movement you may be doing in your chair. We're going to a lower body exercise now. We're gonna go to squats. So we're going to have our legs lined up with the legs of our chair, so good hip width apart here, and we're just gonna rise straight up out of this chair and then tap back down, up and down. Watch your knee position. You want to be able to glance down and see your toes at all times. You want those knees to be stacked above the ankle and just sitting as you're sitting back in that chair and coming up. This is a time that you can use to take a couple of seconds between squats if you need to. And last one. Great. Good. So we're going to go back down to our chair, back to arm exercise. So we're going to go to overhead press. This again is a movement that I feel pretty confident with. So I'm going to go to my 8-pound weight, so my heavier set of weights. All right. Bringing arms up into a good goal post position. Again, posture. You're sitting right above those seat bones. Good upright posture. And here we go for 10, pushing straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good, halfway there, 6, great, 7, 8, 9, and 10, great. Gonna lower those weights down. Another little tip, anytime you're doing a seated or standing exercise, or really any exercise at all, you always want to make sure your core is engaged. So if you don't know what that means, core engagement, it's really easy. Just sit kind of relaxed in your chair for a minute. All right, now blow like you're blowing out through a straw. Kind of feel your muscles here. Feel how it kind of tightened up right there when you exhale through that straw. That's engaging your core muscles. So that's what that feels like. So anytime that you want to do that, or IQ engage the core, you just, like you're blowing out through that straw, get that feeling, just kind of keep that little tension in there. Don't forget to breathe. So important, don't forget to breathe. All right, we're gonna come up out of our chair. We're gonna go back to the lower body and do some lunges. I'm gonna use my chair as support. My knees, you know, they have had lots of wear and tear over the years, so I always want to protect them and make sure I'm taking care of my joints. So I do use my chair. So I'm gonna step back with the right leg. Make sure your spacing is really good. You want to drop this right knee right down underneath the right hip, and you want to have the left knee stacked right above the ankle and just rise back up. We're gonna do 10, staying on the same leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Form is so important for lunges. 7. So don't be afraid to adjust your stance anytime you need to. If it doesn't feel right, just kind of look at it and adjust it, and make sure you've got those joints stacked. Last one. Wonderful. All right, we're going to go ahead and step to the other side of the chair and work this other leg. So this is going to have my left leg forward and, my right leg forward. Left leg stepping back, and we're going to do that same thing. We're going to drop this left knee straight down underneath this left hip, and the right knee is going to be stacked straight above the right ankle. This is number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And also one thing I want to share with you also is that I'm not leaning my weight into this hand. I'm just using it for stability. It's just sort of hovering here. So I can do this and lift that hand just as well. But my hand is just hovering on this chair for stability. All right. Great job, everybody. Let's go back to your chair. We're going to go back to an upper body exercise. So this is when I like to make sure that my form is really good. So I'm going to use a little bit lighter weight. So I'm going to reach down here and grab my 5s, because to me, my shoulders and my chest has always been a really tight area. So I work with it very carefully. So even though in the next round I may move into a heavier set of weights, for the first set I'm going to use lighter and make sure my range of motion is really good. So I am leaning forward just a little bit. Back is nice and straight, neck is neutral. So even though I'm seated, I'm sort of in a seated wedge. I'll turn to the side so you can see what I'm talking about here. So nice neutral neck. I'm not looking up or down. And my back is nice and straight, a wedge shape, so I'm not slumping forward and I'm not rounded back. Good posture. So here we go. We're going to pull our arms back, drive our elbows back toward that back wall, pull our shoulder blades together. That's going to open the chest and release back to that original position. 2. Drop down. drive back, give those shoulder blades a little squeeze, opens that chest. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. All right. Putting those weights down, clearly out of my way. We're going to step back up for another upper. We're going to come up out of the chair, and we're going to go from upper body into another lower body exercise. So stepping to the side, we're going to do leg lifts. We're going to do them to the side first. And so my leg is going to swing up and kind of go out of camera position. But what I do want you to know is that my toe is facing forward. It's not pointed out. It's facing forward, and I'm lifting straight up and straight out with that leg. 2. I'm keeping a good tall upright posture, using the chair as just a stability aid, just to keep me balanced, but I'm right upright. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm going to take and stay with the same leg, turn where you can see the back view, and we're going to do that same leg to the rear 10 times. So again, toe is still facing forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Start to get a little hard to tell which leg's getting the workout, the one that's staying still or the one that's moving, and that's great. We're working this whole hip area. All right, so the other leg gets to have some fun. Here we go, lifting straight out to the side 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Turning so you can see. Going to this rear lift. Here we go. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, great, and 10. Perfect. That is wonderful. Okay, now it's going to go back to our seat. We're going to hit a little core. Yeah, so seated, you're going to need one of your weights. Doesn't matter if it's light or heavy, or you can do this with no weights. It's totally up to you. You just feel it out and decide what's right for you. So I'm going to grab one of my lighter weights for this because I want to have really good control. This is not about the arms or the legs. It's about the core. So tighten tummy, good upright position. So I've got my legs about hip width apart in this chair. And then I'm going to take my weight, hold it up here just below, I'm going to say just about mid-chest here, just below my chin. And I'm going to extend out the left leg first. As I extend out the left leg, I'm going to push out with this weight to where the weight is straight out from my chest. And as I push out, I'm going to exhale. So inhale, exhale, switching legs. And 2. And 3. Good. And 4. Wonderful. And 5. Good. Keep that tummy tight. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale into that work. Gives a little bit stronger contraction as you work that core. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Number 9. And last one, number 10. Wonderful. You can feel that a little bit in the arms, but I want you to feel it right here in the core as well. So even though it's mainly the core is the focus, we are still wanting, we're still getting a good total body workout. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is still focusing on the core. This is gonna be a twist. I'm gonna get my heavier weight for this. You can use no weights again. You can use a light or a heavy, whichever is right for you. I'm gonna show you a seated and a standing option on this. So, seated first. Grab that one weight, holding it here, it's tucked, same position as we just had the last weight. Good upright position, hips are stationary. So if you get into that, sort of hula hoop hip twist movement when we do this standing, go back to the chair because you want to focus this into the core. And we're going to extend down and just twist, slight twist in the waist only. Hips are still. Good. Only thing really moving in my shoulders is me being able to manipulate this weight side to side. I want to feel that in my core. And I like to exhale into the twist, which is where the work's at to me. But you just make sure you're breathing and you just set up your natural rhythm. Good. One more. Perfect. All right, that is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to show you the standing option on that. We did 10 in the chair. This is just the next standing option. Like I said, if you get those hips moving, go back to the chair. Standing, still. Only thing moving is through those arms, feeling it in that core. Great. And one more. Perfect. Okay. That is awesome. So we're going to go through this one more time. Then we're going to cool down, a little bit more cardio, cool down, and then we're going to stretch out again. So here we go. I'm going to go a little faster this time so you guys know the movements. So here we go. Going back to bicep curls. For 10, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're breathing. 4. Core is engaged. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Put those weights down. Make sure they are clear and safely out of your way. We are going to go to squats. So here we go. Squats for 10. 1, squeeze. 2, squeeze. Tap. 3, squeeze. 4, squeeze. 5, squeeze. 6, squeeze. 7, squeeze. I know we picked up the pace. 8, squeeze. But you be sure you keep this at your intensity at home. 9, squeeze. Last one, 10, squeeze. Returning to the chair, we're going to go for overhead presses. So grab your weights. Good goalpost position and pushing straight up. For 10, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, I got quiet in here, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Putting those down. Gonna start our music back again. Little technical difficulties. What would a workout be without that? Here we go. Going right along, going back to legs. We're gonna stand up, gonna go to those lunges. Stepping to one side of the chair, and I'm gonna step back with the right leg, setting my stagger stance up first, making sure my legs are in position, and dropping straight in, stacking those joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Step together, switch sides. So beautiful. Stepping back with the left leg. We're dropping down into this left side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, wonderful. One more. 10, great, perfect. Back to your chair. We're going back to upper body. Grab your weight for rows. I'm going a little heavier this time. All right, good seated position for your rows, slightly forward. Bring those elbows back, shoulder blades squeeze, chest open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, great, 6, 7, we're having fun now, 8, good, 9, and 10, wonderful. I'm gonna put those weights down. Excellent, we're gonna come back up out of our chair, back to legs. So you know what's coming next, those wonderful leg lifts. So here we go, good and tall, 10 straight out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Turning to face my chair. Gonna hit that to the back. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. And remember, I'm just hovering lightly on this chair. So, not leaning into it, just holding lightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wonderful, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is great. Turning to face the chair, same leg to the rear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Hey, that's wonderful. Let's go to the chair, hit that core again. So we're going to start with those seated diagonals. We're going to push that weight out. I'm going back to my lighter weight because I want it focused in the core. Here we go. Leg lift, push out. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Wonderful. I'm just gonna hang on to this weight. Gonna go right into my seated twist. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We went a little bit longer on those because it's a little bit simpler movement. We want to make sure that we get that core really good. So everything's 10, but that last set of seated twists, that is going to be our 12. So you just enjoy that. Now we're going to come up, cool down with a little bit of cardio, get that heart rate up again, and then stretch back out. So coming back up out of my chair into light march. So just march it out. Instead of building intensity, we're just going to cool it down. So we're just going to keep that march nice and steady. Good. Still going to raise our heart rate up, but we're just working out all those movements, getting a little tension out where we've worked concentrated movements in our arms and legs. Great. All right. Again, I'm going to turn to the side view so my chair's not in the way, and we are going to go for that scissor stretch. So stretching out and moving. If you notice, my scissor's a little slower this time as I'm cooling down with it. I'm using it as a moving stretch. One more. Wonderful, because we're always working range of motion in this upper body, keeping it loose. So, like last time, going through those jacks, again, my movement is slower. I am focused on range of motion rather than intensity. And I'm just working through those shoulders where I've tightened them up with these strength exercises. Work through, keeping those legs moving so they don't tighten up. Good. Last one. Whew. Feels good. Oh, and now we're gonna stretch out. So I'm gonna step a little bit to the side of my chair. And actually I'm gonna scoot the chair over just a little bit. Gather my weights up. Cone up. It's out of the way, and you can really see me stretch because we're really gonna get into some deep stretching. We've worked hard. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. All the way down, forward. Relax. Roll through the body, all the way up, and roll the shoulders. Breathe one more time. Exhale down, roll back through the body, roll those shoulders. One more time, down. This time we're going to come back up the way we went down, bring those arms around, and roll those shoulders forward. Good. Stepping together. Bring the left arm across the body. Just feel a really good stretch. Wiggle those fingers, and then just kind of pump that hand up and down. Stretch, pumping that arm. Release, other hand, bring that across where you feel that. Feel it, you want it to feel good. Feel good stretch, wiggle those fingers. And then pump that hand up and down. Finding a little lymphatic flow with the stretch. Roll those shoulders back again. All right. Breathe. Exhale, chin down. Let the neck relax. Inhale. Blow out through the mouth. Really feel your diaphragm move when you do this. Inhale through the nose, and then one more time. Deep exhale as you go down. Wonderful. All right, I'm gonna reach down with this left fingertips and just tilt the chin slightly to the left. I wanna feel a good, nice stretch right here. So we work those shoulders. Back to the center, reach down with the right. Same thing, good stretch to the right. Back to the center, one more time to each side. Reach and stretch. Back to the center, reach and stretch. Back to the center. Then just give your neck whatever it wants. It'll usually tell you how it wants to be moved after you stretch the neck. All right, go into a stagger stance. We're gonna stretch those hips again. Pushing forward into that hip, lengthening through the front of the body. Just really pushing in. Good. Now we're gonna step back and raise the toe on this forward left leg. So pushing back into that hip stretch, raising the toe. And just pump that toe a little bit. Good. And now let's just lean forward down over this leg. Really good. Nice big stretch. Back up. Switch out your stagger stance. And push forward in those hips. Really lengthen out. Front of the legs. Good. I'm just counting to about 10 in my head. Then shifting back into that hip. So push back and then lift that toe on that front foot. And then just give it a little tap and lift. Good. Now slide down that leg. Big stretch. Oh, that feels so good. And back up. Good. And just walk that out. Stretch those quads. Good. Perfect. I hope you enjoyed our routine of strength, a little bit of a cardio burst at the beginning, and a little bit of a cardio cool down. So, you know, instead of building intensity at the end, we were using it for range of motion and just to move the body since we did a lot of seated exercises. So I hope you enjoyed this. I teach the Go Pink class on Thursdays at the Putnam County Family YMCA. It's every Thursday at 11:20. And it's upstairs in the group fitness room. So if you enjoyed this workout, once we get back open and life goes on as always, and I have faith that it will, come and join us. And we do this type of exercise and so much more. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day.